Hey there, people. My name is Victor Ekbobasi, founder of the Highly Paid Experts Network. I hope you've enjoyed the Community Mastery series so far. In this session, I'm going to talk to us about something that's really important, and it's one of the things that you have to really consider when you're starting out on building community around your brand. And it's this thing called engagement. Getting people to really buy into what your community is about and getting them to be enrolled in the entire process and eventually take it as their own and go out there and run with this vision that you are promoting. Okay, how exactly do you do that? When people start building communities, what I generally see is that they build the community first, or they set up the structures for building the community, and then they start thinking, how am I going to build engagement? How am I going to get people to participate? It's the wrong time for you to start doing that, because ideally the best time for you to have started thinking about engagement is long before the community was even started. Around about the same time you're thinking about the future that you are promoting through the community, the vision that you're promoting through the community, it's important that at that same time you should be thinking about how you're going to build engagement. And so in this session, I'm going to share with you a system, a structure that would help you think through how you're going to build engagement and the different levels of engagement at different points in time within your community. Because one thing you've got to understand, and it's something that most people don't really realize, is that participation is not commitment. Just because a person participates in the activities of your community or participates in the things that your community offers doesn't necessarily mean that the person is committed to the community. And it's commitment actually that is the foundation of engagement. And so you've got to be able to know how to, for lack of a better word, engineer that. So how do you start? Well, you've got to think about engagement in 5 levels. You've got to understand that people come into your community or are involved in the future that you're promoting at 5 distinct levels. The first level is what I call the crowd. These are people that quite possibly are great prospects for the vision that you are promoting. They're great prospects for the ideas that you're promoting and the future that you want to help people move to. Okay, they're great prospects for that, but they are not part of your community. They haven't actually joined your community yet. They're just out there checking you out. They might not even know about you. Okay, what you need to start thinking of as you're building your community is these people out there. How are you going to reach them? How are you going to start inviting them in the most compelling way possible so that they would see the value in joining your community? Okay, so it's really important. The crowd is where everything starts. Community does not start with community, it starts with the crowd. These people who are potential community members. So once you've dealt with the crowd, the next step is, of course, community. You take people out from the crowd and invite them into your community. Within the community, the way you get people to participate, the way you get people to start buying into the entire vision that you are promoting, the way you get people to start owning it as their very own thing is through leadership. And leadership within community is a function of the 3 things that I shared much earlier, and that is clarity, confidence, and capabilities. The degree to which you're able to provide these 3 things within your community is what gets people to start participating and to start owning the entire process as their own. Once you've gotten people from the crowd into your community, the next level of engagement is that of the committed, what I call the committed. And these are people who, yes, they've been in your community, yes, they're participating, yes, they're liking, they're clicking, but these are people who now take it a step further to start investing in themselves through the offers that you make. And so your focus there is basically in the structures that you put in place to give them this opportunity to start investing in themselves through whatever it is that you're offering. So that means you start offering products and services, but these products and services must be aligned critically with the vision of the community. Okay, so you move people from the crowd to your community. From the community, you help them become committed to the vision by investing in themselves. Now, once they've become a part of the committed within your community, the next step is to start enrolling them as bona fide citizens of your brand. And what that means is these people have started making an investment in themselves through you, but they take that level of investment to a whole new level by becoming paying members. So we're talking about subscription programs here. We're talking about membership, long-term membership programs that help them develop even higher levels of clarity and higher levels of confidence and higher levels of capability. So basically, that's it. You move people from becoming members of the crowd who just know about you on the surface to becoming actual members of community, where through your leadership, you help them take a step further and become committed to the vision by investing in themselves. Then you take them a step further and you actually get them to become citizens of your brand by becoming members. Okay? And membership is a very, very powerful thing, because that's what actually, aside from the fact that it enables your income to be stable and it delivers you from what I call the feast and famine protocol, but beyond all of that, it enables you to make a difference in people's lives on a massive scale. It helps you to multiply your influence, because the people who become enrolled citizens of your brand are the people who take your ideologies out there and apply them in a massive mega way. Okay, they take your thinking, they take your ideas, and they share them with their circles of influence, multiplying their own influence and ultimately multiplying yours as well. So enrolling the committed members of your community as citizens of your brand is very, very important, and that's a completely different level of engagement completely. Okay, but it doesn't really stop there. There's a final level to it, and that is taking citizens of your brand and making them members of your core, your inner circle. And these are people, your inner circle, the core of your entire community building effort, is getting people who buy into your vision so much that they partner with you specifically to spread this vision that you have. So in addition to whatever else it is that they might be doing with their business or whatever it is that they're doing with their lives, they also take the vision that you are promoting and they take it out there to the world on a massive scale in partnership with you. So your job as the front man within your community is to gradually step people through the various levels of engagement, from the crowd to community, from community to committed, from committed to citizens of your brand, and from citizens of your brand to the core. That's how engagement flows, and you can't wait until after your community has started before you start thinking through what you're going to do at each and every single one of these levels. So the time for you to start thinking about that, in essence, is now. Okay, start thinking about that now. Think through, how are you going to get people who are great prospects for your community? How are you going to get them, the members of the crowd, to join your community? Once they're members of your community, how are you going to lead them so that they commit completely to the future that you are promoting? And once they commit to the future and start investing in themselves, how do you take them to a much higher level where they become citizens of your brand, actively investing in themselves on a regular, consistent basis to learn more about your vision and how the skills and the capabilities that they need to further run with the vision? And once you've gotten them as citizens of your brand, how do you move them to the core where they deliberately partner with you to spread your message? That's how you build engagement systematically, knowing that at each individual level, people have different needs. The core have different needs from the community have different needs from the committed have different needs from the citizens of your brand, and the citizens of your brand have completely different needs from the core. You've got to understand that about community. It's when you understand that you can begin to know specifically what steps you do to build a healthy thriving community. So I hope this helps. If you've got any questions about this, please feel free to share them in the comments below. I'll see you tomorrow.